Libra, this is your general tarot reading for Libra, Sun, Moon and Ascendant, rising sign for the month of August. So Libra, let's do as we always do. We'll shuffle the cards. We'll wait on all the right ones to come out for you, my love. And let's talk about the energies in the meantime that you might feel through this month. So we can't ignore the big thing that's happened in July, which was the lunar eclipse. And that happened for you, my love, in the 5th house, which is all to do with doing creative things, doing things with a real sense of purpose and passion, a real sense of pleasure. It's also the house of love affairs and children. So what might have happened for you, Libra, is that, say one scenario could be that you have spent a long time really putting your heart, soul, blood, sweat and tears into something very creative that you're very passionate about, and you feel that you've given it enough time now. You've done all the last details, you've put everything into it, and now it's time to put it out there. To put it out there where? Out there into the world, so that it can be seen, it can be enjoyed and appreciated, that people can applaud you. And maybe for some of you, whatever it is that you're creating, it really is worthy of praise now. It's worthy of receiving accreditation, a seal of approval, where some body, official body, comes and says, bam, here is your medal, here is your award, here is your certificate. You definitely deserve 5 stars, baby. Yeah, because you have put time, effort and energy into something, like I said, that you're so passionate about, that it's time to release it. And I know that whatever you're creating can be a bit like your baby. So it's like, I don't want to let it go, I don't want to let it go. What if they don't like it? The world out there, it's too critical, it's too harsh, they won't get the details, they won't understand the subtleties, they won't know, blah, blah, blah. They'll get it. Because truth is truth. Beauty is beauty. Perfection is perfection. Art is art. What comes from the soul simply comes from the soul. And it needs no explanation. Present whatever it is you have put so much time, energy and effort into, my love, and you will see the rewards, which is gorgeous, Libra, gorgeous. Now, 5th house is love affairs. There may have been a weird moment with the lunar eclipse, Libra, where you may have had to let a real love affair go. It may not have been a very serious love affair, but you just had to close the door on it. It just wasn't serving you anymore. And even if you're in a relationship, the 5th house is kind of like a honeymoon period, or where you look at your partner perhaps with rose-tinted glasses, and maybe that needs to go. And it's not a bad thing, because what comes in its place is something more authentic, something truer, something that you prefer, definitely. Now here's a card of success coming out. I think you guys are really on for big success this month in whatever it is you're doing. I'll keep talking about the energies you might feel, but I'm going to come back to this, because last month we said that you're heading towards the winner's circle, and something tells me that this month you get there. You definitely arrive. You're arriving, baby. You've made the big time somehow. And congratulations, my love. I think you really deserve it. You've put everything into it. Now, 5th house, like I said, letting some old lovers go. And it could be a lover from the past that you felt you had some sort of karmic bond to, or some very deep and soulful tie, but you may not be together anymore through one reason or another, but yet they still have had an effect on every future relationship. I mean, you could be married now, settled down, children, the whole thing, but yet sometimes in a quiet moment you think about that karmic connection you had with somebody. And I think that really needs to go, and I think it has gone. The penny has dropped that there was a time and a place for that relationship. It served you, but it had to go. Because you have a future. Lots of 11th house, all about the future, which we'll talk about. And you can't drag that old, even though it was a very powerful and a very deep relationship, you can't bring it into your future. You can't allow it to colour your future anymore, my love, because what you have now, here, today, in this real world, is an opportunity to start again and to love who you're with now, you know. And you've done a lot of inner work, Libra. You really have. Maybe some of you have sought the help of a professional, a therapist or a counsellor, but or maybe you've just done it through the internet, you know, and maybe through group forums and things like that. But you have certainly learned who you are in your soul, and that's who you want to bring into your future. So that's very, very powerful stuff, very powerful, Libra. I'm very impressed with you, well done. 5th house is also to do with children. You may have had to put an issue surrounding children to rest. Maybe you saw some tug of love there between maybe you and somebody else, some other adult, about issues around children, and hopefully that was put to rest, and I think it was. There is another thing that I'll say here too. Not everybody I know watching here has children, and not everybody will experience this, but I'll just say it anyway, that some of you may have come to the sudden realization that you may have been living a little bit vicariously through your children, maybe trying too much to infuse them with your dreams, desires and passions, which is a lovely thing. Let's make this clear. There's a wonderful thing where you give your heart, your soul, your passion, your dreams, wishes and desires to help children nourish and grow. But then there's a very fine line where they become your best friends, and they become, which is wonderful. I mean, I'm not saying don't be friends with your children, but I'm saying don't let them be a substitute for real adult friends. And I tell you this because the sun is in this 11th house of groups, teams, social media, social networks, circles of friends. Mercury is retrograding in there, so it might be advising you, Libra, to go back out there into the world and re-engage with other like-minded adults that share something that you enjoy, people who have a common interest. You like a certain sport, you like a certain ideology, you all believe in the same thing, you get each other. And it's time to go back and maybe reconnect with some friends that you've pulled your time, effort and energy away from. Maybe there's something that you miss about a group of people, that you'd love them all to be back together because you've spent a lot of time being quite introverted and quite soulful, doing a lot of self-work. It's time now, baby, to bring all that beautiful stuff that you've discovered about yourself and transformed within yourself. Share it. Get new friends. And I know, Libra, it's not as simple as opening up the yellow pages and new friends, okay, okay, hello, new friends, please, yeah, can you deliver them by this afternoon? Yeah, okay, thank you, bye. I know it's not as simple as that, Libra. I know it. Oh, look at this card that hopped out, the Venus card. And we're going to talk about that in a moment. Venus is making an appearance for you this month in your 1st house, but I'll just go along with this thread here for a moment. The 11th house is all to do with, as I said, social media. Some of you could be sharing now. It's time now, baby, to share your creative works out there, out into the big, bold, bad world. Release it and let it be expanded. Let it get a further reach. Get more people knowing what you're doing, and do whatever it takes, and call as many friends as it needs to take as it needs to take. See, tongue-tied, Mercury retrograde. Call as many old friends, perhaps, who can help you out to expand whatever it is you're doing. And reconnect. It's just reconnect with old friends. And 11th house is all to do with success, getting in with the big players, getting into that winning circle, and being proud, elevating your status to whatever you're doing, maybe in your career, maybe through creative works, whatever it is, Libra. There's an element of you going up a level, going up to the next floor, entering the executive suite, getting your own office. Something, your status has been elevated this month. More people will see what you're doing and like it. So there's also a nice energy here too in your work life, 6th house and 2nd house. Some of you might see a little bit of an increase in your value in work. It could be promotion. You are elevating, you are going up, and it could be reflected financially too. Could be a raise, a promotion, getting extra money because of some project that you've done, because of some very hard work and effort that you've put into something. Very nice. And there's also a lovely element here of you building up your self-confidence and self-esteem and seeing how that improves your health. Maybe your self-esteem got quite knocked recently, Libra, and it affected your health negatively. You may have been very anxious or worried. You'll see that you have a better handle on that. It'll just flow that bit better. But certainly money and reward for something that you've put a lot of work into. And I will say that a lot of work into it. Well done. Reward comes. Now, August 6th, Venus, the goddess, she's got it. Yeah, baby, she's got it. You've got it, Libra. You're the Venus, you're the fire at your desire. All your desires, all your dreams, as Venus goes into your 1st house there, start to come true. You're seeing things happen. You're seeing the good life come to you. The good life, the pleasures in life, things flowing smoothly, every word that comes from your mouth being heard, listened to, understood, flowing like honey. You're just pouring honey this month, love. And you'll be very, very attractive to other people. I mean, Venus in her element there in Libra in the 1st house. You're exuding confidence. You are certainly attracting money. You're attracting key people. You're attracting love. Love, love, love. Something about your appearance might change up. Maybe you'll just restyle your hair, restyle your clothes. Or now that you're kind of entering into a new phase of elevating your status a little bit, you might have to change your clothes up. Might have to wear designer suits, designer things, spruce yourself up, but look relaxed and radiant at the same time. And it is just going to work for you. It's going to work. So ditch the shabby clothes, Libra. Get the good stuff out. Iron it, press it, whatever you have to do. And just exude sensuality. That's it. I mean, I don't have to tell you to exude sensuality, but now you've got the green card, the green light, should I say, to just go for it and be very sensual, be very sexual, be very seductive. And I don't mean just with the opposite sex or whatever sex you're attracted to. I mean be very seductive with your words, to bring people in, to share the projects that you're doing, to maybe if you want to get into a partnership with somebody in business, you know, present yourself well and flirt, flirt, flirt. Like I have to tell you that. But yeah, it's going to be gorgeous for you, Libra. Now, there is this thing that's happening where it's a long-term thing where you're dealing with issues that might surround your childhood, your family, your home life. And you might see how the home you're living in now, the way that you live, the style, the decor, the people in your home, everything to do with home, family, and the four walls that you live in. There's something that you see this month that needs a bit of a transformation. It needs a change. Now, maybe as subtle as just redecorating your home, making your garden or your balcony look beautiful with flowers or things like that. Or going big, totally radically changing your home, maybe doing renovations or moving home. But something big will be transformed within your home life. If there are issues within your family life too, you might see it coming to a head mid-month, Libra. There may be an issue here where there are maybe young children that you care for, or vulnerable people that you care for, an older person, a disabled person, or somebody who has maybe some troubles psychologically or emotionally, and you may have felt that you have been carrying that, which is a lovely and noble thing for you to do, but you need some help with this. This needs to be transformed. Something within the family dynamic needs to be radically transformed, and that might come. Maybe how you see your brothers, your sisters, your parents, maybe extended family members, in-laws, things like that. Maybe that there's somebody in there that needs a level of care that shouldn't always fall back on your shoulders. You don't always have to be the very responsible one. Like I said, of course, people need love, care if they're in a vulnerable position, and you're wonderful to do that. I know this isn't for everybody, but I have to say it. But it's time to ask for outside help. It's time to look for other resources. Maybe if you're shouldering the financial burden for somebody vulnerable within your family, it's time to seek help with that. Can't all fall on your shoulders, my love. It's too stressful. We're waiting on 3 more cards, Libra, and I'll just keep telling you about the rest of the energies. You have the new moon, so partial solar eclipse there in Leo, again in the 11th house. More new opportunities. Doors are opening into your future. You're going to get a beautiful, clear path in where your future is going. Maybe some sudden wonderful changes in your life that will really springboard you, catapult you into your future. I love that, Libra. Also, again, you might find a new group of people. Maybe it really is time to look around your environment and look around your friends and see perhaps if some of them need a bit of a change up. Maybe you've gotten to the point where the people around you have stopped believing in what you're doing, or maybe you're just clashing with them too much, and the new moon there around the 11th of August might offer you some new people to come into your life, to give you the kind of support that you need, to give you the kind of encouragement that you need. And if you are moving up within your career, perhaps it's a new team of people that you'll be working with, and that is just wonderful for you and your future dreams, Libra. So I wish you every luck with that. Again, towards the end of the month, we're working towards the sun going into your 12th house, a very psychic house, an occult house, deep wisdoms, deep truths, places where often you have blind spots because things in there are hidden. Towards the end of the month, you might get to see a few see a few things that you were a bit blind to in your work life, in your day-to-day habits, how you conduct your life in general, and even in your health, in areas where you may be stressed, as the last cards come out. That, followed by the sun, and an extra card, the Wheel of Fortune. So you're working towards getting some wonderful insight in how to heal something, heal some anxieties, heal some stresses, and how to create a better work plan, a better work schedule, how to get your day organized in such a way where it doesn't stress you out. So that's really nice. And again, some of these psychic insights could really help you figure out ways to find extra money, extra resources, extra income outside of your salary that supports you now, because it seems that you need this extra support, like I said. But these psychic insights will also play into helping you resolve whatever this issue is in your home life. If you're caring for a vulnerable person, maybe something will come that will help you fix that, my love. So finally, Libra, let's look at this big grand overview so we can see what's happening with the cards. Now look at this, Libra. What fabulous opening cards, really. The Fool, new beginnings, fresh starts. You've finished a karmic debt. It's like this feeling of, I've paid my dues. I've done what I needed to do. The old me is finished and the new me is emerging. Two cards about leaving everything that was in the past and starting brand new, fresh again. Fresh with maybe a new career, fresh with the new friends, fresh maybe starting again independently on your own, maybe after leaving a love affair behind, starting fresh with a new perspective. It's everything seems to be new in your life. You're beginning again. And this guy starts his life again with great wisdom, even though he's called the Fool. That's not really what the Fool means in tarot. It's not about being silly in that way. It's about having so much wisdom that you can just see everything like a big joke, you know? So it's that element of being free and fresh air coming into your life. You know, his head is looking up, he's looking towards new horizons, new projects. Like that, it's just everything new this month. Really, everything new. And I really like that. And this is the card of breaking old behavioral patterns, old loops that would go round and round and round, repeated behaviors. And this month, with a great amount of energy in your psyche, your deep wisdom, you realize this month that you're breaking through something. Maybe there was a pattern when it came to how you approached love affairs and how you approached friendships. Maybe you see that there may have been something not so genuine when it came to your friends. Maybe you felt your friends weren't genuine, or maybe you felt that you couldn't be genuine with them, but you kept attracting these, I won't say fake people. It's not that the people were fake. It was your relationship with them may have been kept on a very superficial level. And maybe it dawned on you that you need something deeper now. And you're stepping through because you've realized, oh wow, maybe part of it, not all of it, we don't do that here, we don't blame anyone, Libra, but maybe you'll see where part of the reason why you haven't been able to keep friends maybe in your life is because you haven't encouraged it and nurtured it, and you've probably kept it quite superficial. And now that you realize that, you say, no, I'm starting fresh again. Fresh again. I need more people in my life. I need to get out there into the big world. I need to expand my horizons, and I'm going to be brave. And you certainly are. The world is opening up to you. And the more you go in with a sense of fun, the more I've said similar things to Aries, the more you go in with a sense of fun and freedom, with a sense that anything can happen, then what you'll find is anything will happen. The world will see what you're doing. This is a card where fame and success could arrive, if that's what you're working towards, Libra, because right beside that we have the card of victory. Certainly something you're doing creatively in your life, something that you are putting blood, sweat and tears into pays off. This is a victory. People are rewarding you. You're rewarded. You win. You get the trophy. You get the medal. You get the office in the upper suites, you get the accreditation, you get the 5 stars, you get the round of applause, you move on up, you get it, excuse me. And once you get that, it then gives you this great power where you become an influencer. Are you doing something maybe on the internet where you want to influence people, become an influencer, like a beauty influencer or a fashion influencer, or maybe you're doing something very creative with food or art or crafts. Maybe you're making, I don't know, something very unique and beautiful. And when you get that applause, there's that moment of, I'm not stopping here. If I can get to this level, then I can get to this level, and then this level, and then that level. It's looking out now after your first success saying, I can go further. And you absolutely can. You're going to be very inspirational this month, Libra. Whatever it is you're doing, people are going to admire it, but not only that. It's not just about getting the admiration, but you will be influential and very inspiring for other people. But yet look at this. I mean, here's you sitting up in the middle of the night with your head in your hands, stressed to the max. Now this is your element, this is air. Air is the mind, putting a lot of thought into something, trying to form something, taking raw materials, taking something from ground roots and trying to turn it into something beautiful, trying to express it creatively. And it almost drove you crazy. You put that much into it. And you had sleepless nights. You had stressful times. You had your head in your hands going, I am just making a mess of all of this. What am I doing? Why did I get myself into this? You know? Why did I get myself? And then maybe with relationships too, there may have been a moment where you're saying, how did I get myself so tangled up with the wrong people? Maybe with people who I looked up to. Maybe they had a knowledge that I admired about them. Maybe, it's like the penny drops here, where you realize, maybe for some of you in your love affairs, you fell in love with people because of their intelligence, because of their wisdom, because of what they knew, because of maybe who they knew. I know that sounds very shady, but we don't judge here, Libra. That's not what it's about. We all do what we got to do. We only ever do. We're only doing what we believe at all times to be the right thing. But here it's the moment where you say, I have looked at love and friends, and I've attracted people who weren't connecting to me on a soul level. I fell in love with their mind. I fell in love with what they could give me. And I don't mean money. I'm not saying, please, it's not about saying you're a gold digger, Libra. That's not where I'm going. But what's that word? Sapiosexual. Isn't that the right word? Where you fall in love with a person's mind, which is gorgeous, actually. It's a beautiful thing. But when that's the only thing, that can just make you lose touch with your soul. But you've learned that lesson to re-engage now with friends and lovers from a soul level. So you're fine. And this card says that there's a period, a final period, maybe mid-month, maybe around the 11th of August, where you sit up and say, I have to break this behavioral loop, this pattern of behavior. I've got to start seeing people on a soul level and not just be attracted to people who can open doors for me. No judgment, Libra. Like I said, we all do at any time what we think is right. That's all we ever do. But for you, it's no longer right because it's stressing you out. Now, this card also means that you've come to the end of it mid-month. You've finished a creative project and you're bringing it out there. I think maybe you're bringing the creative project out somewhere around the 11th of August. And there may be a little bit of a celebration. Champagne might be opened. Excuse me. Invitations will be sent out. People are invited to come see what you've done. And maybe that's what's stressing you out. You've organised a party. You've organised this big reveal, this big event, this launch perhaps. Or just something. It might be small, but I'm just going with the energy here. And you're saying, oh my God, this is too stressful. This is too stressful. But it's not. The worst of it will be over. And when you release it and let it go, people will celebrate. This is the card of, say, Mercury in Cancer, where the communication mid-month, to get out of feeling so stressed, you have to communicate very clearly and very emotionally and very much from the heart. Speak your emotions. A lot of energy here too in the 4th house about speak out, speak your needs, speak your desires. It doesn't work anymore for you, my love, to be on a superficial level. Not saying you're superficial, you need to make that clear, but communication on a superficial level just doesn't cut it. Doesn't cut it. You need, and with lovers, with friends, you've got to know the truth of their lives. You've got to dig deeper. You've got to be more involved. And that will be welcomed and that will be celebrated. And it's your friends and speaking openly with friends and lovers that takes some of this stress away. Maybe it was creative stress, but certainly pop open the champagne, speak openly, speak candidly, speak from the heart, speak from the soul, and that is a form of great relief and great success too. I don't know. For some of you, could it be that you have to speak in public and it's stressing you out? My love, if you speak honestly, sincerely, and infuse this, whatever it is you have to say to a group of people, infuse it with real soul, real soul, something that they can connect to, then you win. The world is at your feet, really. Now look at this, Venus in Libra in the 1st house, holding your ground, standing strong, standing tall, being admired, being celebrated, being praised. She is the queen of the empire, and she's a card that sometimes represents marriage or a big celebration, something bearing fruit, something coming to fruition. The harvest time is coming, and now the fruits of your labors are being brought out there. And this is where the big celebration comes. See, Venus has arrived and said, this is what you're supposed to do, Libra. I fully back you. You're being backed all the way by this energy of let what you're doing creatively bear fruit. Let your love life bear fruit. Let your connections with people and friends bear fruit. Now, this is a Libra card. It's also a Taurus card. But this is a Sagittarius card. And again, Sagittarius speaks from a place of truth. There's no diplomacy with Sagittarius, which is what you're very good at. Diplomacy meets just say it as it is. Say what you see. Speak it out. Don't hold anything in. And here Temperance, the goddess Iris, is saying, it's time. It's time to stop sitting on the fence and not speaking your truth about a situation, not speaking your truth about a person, always trying to keep the middle ground. Now, diplomacy is fantastic. It gets you everywhere. But on the negative side, it can leave you sitting on the fence and not being able to move with any great depth of passion, one way or another. So here's the key. It's saying, Libra, be more like Sagittarius this month. Speak your truth. Speak openly, speak honestly, speak from the heart. This is the whole middle row is about a great healing, a great deep healing in you will come. It will break some patterns of behavior that need to go now, and it will heal. This is the card of purification, taking care of your diet, watching your food, or if you're on a special diet, maybe it's time to review that with professional help, hopefully. to see if that can be maybe moderated or altered or fixed. Take care of what's going inside your body. Clean out all the old toxic garbage, all the old stuff that you had hanging on from years and years that might have come from your family. And maybe if there are some toxic people, maybe with some emotional problems that were never addressed, they may be very vulnerable in reality, but their vulnerabilities might be spilling out negatively in your world. It's time to address that. It's time to speak openly and candidly, help them get the support they need, maybe, but say that it's too much for you. Say that you need to break free from this. Say that you need a bit of healing. And again, look at these, the last row here. You've got the Virgo card meeting quite a Scorpionic card, the influence of Virgo and Scorpio. You're being very influenced this month by a lot of people, and that's to do with the 11th house, bigger circles of people. You've got Libra, Taurus, Sagittarius, Leo, Saturn, so it could be Capricorn or Aquarius. You've got Virgo and Scorpio, so you've got them all here, baby. But here it's about being introverted, going deep inside, getting inner truths and inner wisdoms and allowing them to be transformed. It's all about breaking old patterns that you've learned through the family. It's all about old insecurities that might have come from feeling over-responsible to a family member. Now you need help. Now you need outside resources to come in. Now you need to take the burden off you and let it be healed. And now you need to let some shame and guilt go too, surrounding some of these issues. Yeah, it's time, Libra. Time to let it go. But something in you, something very deep within you is being transformed. If there is a Virgo in your life, they could be a catalyst, either positively or negatively, for great change in your life. Perhaps it's a Virgo who criticizes you to the point that you're left a bit of an emotional wreck, where you're forced to face some of the things that they're telling you. Or maybe it's a Virgo who is able to gently help you restructure something in your life so that you can maybe transform your life in a much better way. And certainly when death leaves, when the big transformation leaves, you are left looking out to newer horizons and looking towards the sun. And the sun in the 11th house of your future, of opening up to new people, welcoming more friends into your life. You must fill your life now with new people, new friends. You've got to, at every hour of the day, have somebody that you're able to call. You've got to have bunches of people who take your mind out of some of your problems, that you can go out with, get a coffee with, grab dinner with, grab lunch with, have a drink on the weekend with, watch a game with, go shopping with, whatever. There must be a friend for every occasion now, Libra. And they must all be solid friendships, deep friendships, people that will be there for you kind of friendships. Success, though, my love, success, looking out into horizons. You know you're transforming. You know that you're headed towards success. And it's about time, because the extra card is talking about you've served your karmic debt. You've done everything from the heart. You've put your huge efforts, heart, energy into everything. It's time now to reap the rewards. You reap what you've sown, and you have sown a good crop. The harvest is coming, and you get the world. You get it, Libra. You win. You win. This month you win. And it's divinely driven. Libra, that is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's all success, 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 success. And I adore that you appeared in your own spread, by the way. So this tells me that you're very connected to the energies this month. So stay with that gorgeous connection. Keep putting your dreams out to the future. Keep sharing all the wonderful things that you're creating. Keep enjoying watching your status rise, 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 rise. You're getting bigger, you're getting better, and you win. Libra, I mean, magic. I adore that for you. I'm going to leave it at that. But if this is the first time watching my videos, please subscribe. You can like, share, and join me on Facebook, She Bear Tarot. I'm on Twitter and Instagram too. And do come back next month, because we unfold, we unpack the energies every month, Libra, so that you know where you are. Wherever you are, you can use that as a platform to go into the following month and the following month and so on. So that's how it works here, Libra. So yeah, with that, I will leave you with all my love and a great big kiss, Libra. I love you so much. Mwah. See you next month.